Before I came up to obviously do a story of Patrick Dogo landing in Manchester to head to Carrington to obviously undergo his medical, I told you that Marcus Rashford was getting approaches from Aston Villa before this winter transfer window comes to an end on Monday. And guess what? Lots of things have gone ahead to happen, and we're here to obviously bring you what exactly two credible journalists, tier 1 journalists, are really having to say about the deal of Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa. Rashford to Aston Villa close. By the last story I brought here was all about the dilemma of Marcus Rashford to the side of Barcelona. Barcelona telling him that please wait in a little bit. We are obviously going to get this deal done and dusted. But Rashford looks like he cannot really wait for Barcelona because he has given him ample time for them to obviously sign him on loan. So smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now, Heaven Sent has gone ahead obviously sent for the club of Manchester United. I'm going to be showing you what he has gone ahead to say and what the technical director for the club of Manchester United, Jason Wilcox, has come up and obviously said about this youngster. Now, let's start it off with Fabrizio Romano. He came up and told us the following, that Rashford and Aston Villa deal close as negotiations are now progressing to the final stages. Loan move until June, salary covered, and discussions ongoing about buy clause. Rashford has also spoken to Unai Emery. He's aware of Aston Villa's desire to get him. So, Rashford has spoken to Unai Emery. And the most important bit of it all is that looks like Rashford is now leaning to staying in the Premier League than obviously going to play outside the Premier League. Barcelona has been one of those teams that had shown interest outside the Premier League, and Barcelona halted Rashford's transfer to either AC Milan or Juventus or Napoli because they came in front of it told him, please, we can obviously sign you, but because they're really having what we call the financial fair play problems of re-registering players, they're like waiting a little bit, and Rashford is like, let me speak to those people that are really interested in me. And I tell you what, we might be here when Marcus Rashford is like, let me obviously try to make a move to go to another club and see what Barcelona are really gonna do. Are they really, really desperate to get me in or not? And if at all they are not, then I'll cross and play for Aston Villa. David Austin has come up and obviously said, Aston Villa close to agreeing deal to sign Marcus Rashford on loan from Man United. Still work to do, but now expected 27-year-old Man United forward will join Aston Villa, likely to include a buy option, significant salary coverage, plus bonuses. And Laurie Whitwell has come up and obviously had something to say about that. So, when you look at that, it obviously sends a message to you that United want to get rid of Marcus Rashford. When you hear that, there is a significant there is a buy option expected to be included into this deal. It sends you a message that Rashford is leaving for good, and looks like the main man who is really assembling the team of Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, is really fed up of the guy and is like, let him go and let him show me his back. So Marcus Rashford is really trying to move away from Manchester United, and we all know the reason as to why they fell out with the manager. And the reason as to why he's leaving are known to very many of us, because we've all been complaining about his body language, not him putting in enough to obviously represent the club of Manchester United every time they are really playing this team. Anytime he's putting on a shirt for the club of Manchester United, even when he scored 30 goals, I told people that I'm not impressed in how Marcus Rashford is playing, and if I'm Man United, I sell him after scoring 30 goals, because I know to it that he's not obviously gonna offer anything like that anymore in his career. And I think that was his highest scoring season at Manchester United, and he'll obviously have to work hard to obviously outcompete himself into that. But for Villa, they're really looking in for a replacement of a player called John Duran, who left, and he's playing for Al Nassr now, and they're only left with Ollie Watkins. And Ollie Watkins, whom they're left with, Arsenal has come up and obviously shown huge intent in signing a player in the names of Ollie Watkins. And when you look at how Aston Villa are really pointing at players, it sends you a message that they are really expecting to lose Ollie Watkins. And for those Arsenal fans, I'm coming at your channel to obviously bring you a story of a boost of Ollie Watkins to the side of Arsenal, because Aston Villa is looking at João Felix, they're looking at Matthias Tel, they're looking at Rashford and Marco Asensio, and out of those 4 players, they need 2. If they get in 2, then Ollie Watkins might also be given green light to leave. But the most important bit of it all about this deal is that it can really pave way for Manchester United to get in Matthias Tel, because Marcus Rashford is earning £350,000 a week. If Aston Villa can take off £200,000 a week, that means United will be saving close to £1 million a month. And when you count February, March, April, May, June, those are close to £5 million that United would have gone ahead to save, and they will obviously create space for this guy to obviously come in through, because even if Ineos gets it from its account and pays it, it will be money saved, because would have gone ahead obviously let this guy go to Aston Villa. And I know there is a loan fee that they are supposed to obviously come out and pay, and if at all there is a buy clause for Marcus Rashford in this deal, then it will act well for the club of Manchester United, as would have gone to get in money to use even in the summer, because I know United wants between 40 to 50 million pounds, and when you look at what Unai Emery wants, I know he can obviously take in Marcus Rashford and sign him on a permanent, because he knows to it that he has a huge resale value. I tell you, if Rashford goes to Aston Villa and hits the ground running, you'll see very many clubs obviously going for him. And even if we don't put out a buy clause, I tell you, Rashford goes to Aston Villa, he's going to score goals. And he can be played as a left forward or a right forward. Or as a centre forward. And the system of Aston Villa obviously aids, all suits his game. You know, they don't have a left flying attacking midfielder, you know, and Marcus Rashford is one of those. He can also lead the line anytime he's needed. And the biggest boost, I think, as to why Marcus Rashford is like, I have to go and play for Aston Villa, is him having a chance to play back into the Champions League. And Aston Villa is not going to be playing into the round of 16. They're going to be playing in the quarterfinals. And Marcus Rashford is one of those players that has going to hit to score very many goals in the Champions League. Now, he's having a chance to play in the Champions League. And if he obviously goes ahead and hits the ground running there, he can be that man who is going to be bringing experience to Aston Villa in the tournament of the Champions League, because Rashford has gone ahead to score very many huge decisive goals in the Champions League, in his Champions League career at Man United. Most memorably, that goal he scores away in Paris that makes it 3-1 to give United a go through into the quarterfinals, where Man United found themselves knocked out by Barcelona in a double tie of the quarterfinals. So they are getting in a player who is obviously a winner at Manchester United. I've seen him lift the FA Cup with Louis van Gaal. He has won a Carabao Cup with Jose Mourinho. He has won a UEFA Europa League with Jose Mourinho. He won an FA Cup with Eric Ten Hag. He also won a Carabao Cup with Eric Ten Hag, and I think even a Community Shield with Jose Mourinho. Those are close to 6 trophies on his names, and he is that kind of striker that you'll obviously bring in your team, and every opponent will be really afraid about it. And now there is a story that I did yesterday on Rokani Media Football, and it was all about Monchi, the sporting director of he's the sporting director of Aston Villa, and there is something he said about the deal that was linking João Felix to Aston Villa, and he really made a statement that I felt like it is really one of those things, or those statements they can use to obviously convince Marcus Rashford to join them. And Monchi confirmed to us that if there is a coach who is known for recovering players and getting the most out of them, it is Unai Emery. In the end, if the player has talent and João Felix has it, it's a matter of finding the right environment. You understand? So, he's sending a message to us that if there is a manager who is good at obviously recovering players, getting the most out of them, it's Unai Emery. And Marcus Rashford, for the previous 2 seasons, has been suffering at Manchester United. And if this manager can get him back to the Marcus Rashford we know, I tell you, he's obviously going to be firing huge and large. And Marcus Rashford, I think this is the best move for him. If he's to relaunch his career, Aston Villa is the best springboard for him to use. Why? If he goes to Barcelona, I don't think that he's obviously going to be that player that Barcelona is obviously going to be looking at, you know. But at Aston Villa, he's going to be that marquee player that Unai Emery will be like, you're going to start every game. Because, as I've told you, even if Oli Watkins stays, they don't have a left attacking midfielder who has the numbers of Marcus Rashford. And Rashford will be like, let me obviously get myself to where I want to be, play these 4 or 5 months at Villa, and then I'll go to the team that I want to play at. PSG has always been a team that has always wanted to sign Marcus Rashford, and I know if Rashford goes to Aston Villa and plays very well, very many teams will obviously show interest into what he has in his legs. And I think his situation differs hugely from that of Sancho, because Sancho came out verbally and obviously posted on his ex getting back to the manager, and no manager would love a player like Jadon Sancho. You understand? That's why he's even on loan at Chelsea, and his price went ahead to fluctuate, all to depreciate, all to go south to £25 million. You understand? So that is the guy known as Marcus Rashford for you. But all in all, this deal is really great, and I think the manager has told him, I'm really gonna get you back to where you want to be. But anytime from now, it's a here we go. All we can anticipate the intervening of a team called Barcelona if exactly they need the player. Now, heaven sent, passed his medical yesterday, and today Man United have gone ahead obviously unveil him as they are signing from the academy of Arsenal. He has said, I am incredibly proud to join Man United. I'm grateful to everyone who helped me make this dream a reality. There is so much that I want to achieve in the game. I'll be giving everything to continue my development and become the best player that I can be. That is what Heaven Sent has gone ahead to say. Then Jason Wilcox, the technical director of Man United, has come out and said, we are delighted that Ayden has joined Man United. He's already an extremely talented player or defender who is ready to join the first team squad in order to maximize his development. So he's going straight into the first team. If you felt that he's not gonna go there, he's going straight, and I think that's why they've even gone ahead to give him shirt number 26, as I'm gonna be showing you in the photos. Now, Jason Wilcox has also said this club has a phenomenal track record of supporting young talent or young players, and we believe that Ayden is in the perfect place to reach his excellent potential. That's what the manager, that's what he went ahead to obviously say. And let me show you some of the photos of him really holding the shirt of Man United, and they've gone ahead to give him shirt number 26. I think this was put 26. Who last put on this shirt number? You understand? I don't even remember, but he's a very, very, very good player. And I tell you what, this is what Man United have gone ahead to obviously do as his photo shoot that has gone ahead to welcome him at the club of Manchester United, to see to it that he does all what he has to do. Now, Ayden, there he goes. That is Ayden for you. Shirt number 26 has been given to him as a player for Manchester United, meaning that he's going to be training straight with the first team of Manchester United. Then that is Ayden looking at Old Trafford stands, and then there he comes. And on the 5th, you never know, he might be one of those players in the squad obviously face his former team, that is Arsenal. Now, most of you might be asking yourselves, how much has United gone ahead to pay? Because this player is from the academy, contract running out, you need to obviously compensate back to the academy. And Laurel Whitwell has confirmed to us that Man United paid a fee in the region of £1.5 million to sign Ayden Heaven from Arsenal. And Laurel Whitwell is a correspondent for Manchester United at The Athletic. So I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Marcus Rashford to Aston Villa clause, you know, and what do you think about Ayden to Manchester United, and the technical director telling us that he's ready to obviously come and train with the first team. And it's now up to him. If he convinces the manager that is that good to obviously put in a shift, then everything will obviously move on as planned. So that's exactly what we had in here onto the United Matters channel, and this is Rokan David onto the United Matters channel. And February looks like has gone ahead, obviously come all charge me to the next level, and we're here to obviously bring you the latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned here onto the channel of United Matters channel. Lego, and I'm waiting for your reactions into the comment section below. Guys, I'm having a lot of news, and I don't know even I'm going to do what we call the match preview of Man United versus Crystal Palace, but it will come up later. And I also have another story of Matthias Tel to Man United, one of the stories that is really shocking everyone. Looks like the player was like, I'm rejecting Spurs. United has given me the award. I want to play for them. And Arsenal is also into the mix, and very many other clubs. So we are here to wait and see how things happen in here onto the United Matters channel. But all in all, a lot is happening, and that's what I'm doing in here for you, to bring you the latest news and information as far as every deal is really happening. Bye-bye.